Hey guys, this is Mayank, and you people are listening to Console Log Podcast. Before tuning to this podcast, first, if you have not checked out our last podcast in which we talked about search algorithm, backend, and front end, there will be a pop-up right now. Go and click at that particular link and go and check that video out. Other than that, welcome again to Console Log Podcast with another week, another episode, and with two beginners, Mayank and Prashant. So today we're gonna talk about many different things, and in this podcast, we have a ritual of starting the podcast with an introduction of how our weeks went. So as usual, I will be asking my friend Prashant. Hey Prashant, how was your week, dude?
Yeah, hello, good afternoon, everyone. My week went pretty good. I completed my data structure course nearly like 90, like graphs and all are left, graphs and trees. Then I did my syllabus, like coach SRM syllabus, because we are now closing up to college reopening. Hope so, because still we have not got any like official something stuff. So yeah, I did those things as a precautionary way because we don't know if college actually reopens, then it will be a very big risky step to not to study because then you cannot risk to take careers. So yeah, I did my SRM subjects. Then yeah, that's all.
Yeah, yeah. Really, a few weeks has been a bit dull because of this college reopening thing, and there's a bit of confusion around is it opening, not opening. So there's a bit of dilemma: should I go and study the college thing, or should I do my other works like go, programming and CP things. This week was good for me. I completed my DSA course, learned about many things, new things. Other than that, I learned about many things like CMS, Jamstack, and stuff like that. And we will talk about Jamstack today, because that's pretty interesting thing. And one more thing I want to add up. I forgot about it. I started a new subreddit channel. You will find the link in the description. Go and join that subreddit channel. We will be posting every important conference if something is there around web development, and you will find some programming means and stuff like that. So there will be a description down in the there will be a link down in the description about our subreddit channel. Go and check that out. Other than that, yeah, that's all how my week went. Pretty dull, but yeah, still effective. So on this note, we will be finishing our intro. It was a dull week for both of us, and pretty much for everybody in our college today. But still, moving to our new podcast, our first topic would be what is Jamstack. So I will be asking Prashant. Prashant, dude, what do you understand by Jamstack?
And Jamstack, I have not used it, but I have heard from you only.
Yeah,
So it is like a software where we have all the like it's a like you can say a cheat code type of thing where we have everything all the tools available for making the front end of like website in general. So Jamstack, you can say it's there on the GitHub repo. We will put down the link in the
yeah, yeah,
description. You can just go and check it out. People who are there. It's an architecture designed to make website faster and more secure. Like it's easier to scale because when you are just a beginner, you cannot scale your website so much like a pro. But here you can just go and see the things as all the tools are available free of cost, I guess. So yeah, that's all the popular tools like Gatsby, Hugo, and Next.js, I guess. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
that's
So
the basic knowledge of it.
yeah. So I can understand, so what basically Jamstack is, that I wanna, correct Prashant here. It's not basically a software. So like it's a stack, like a Mon stack, a mean stack. You have different structure. Like let's get example of Mon here, because we are more familiar with Mon. Mon consists of Mongo, Express, React, and Node. So four of these things, three of the four things here are related to backend. Mongo is related to backend, Express is kind of related to backend, and Node.js is related to backend. And React is the only thing here related to frontend. What
Front end, yeah.
Jamstack is its own stack where J means JavaScript, A means API, and M means markup. So JavaScript means any front end. JavaScript will help you to make the front end part of it. Here, A means APIs. APIs like Firebase, Sanity, content, then Stripe. These things are API. So what API does is that API helps you to fetch the data so that you don't need to, make your own server. Make your own server mean not to, maintain your own server. You don't need to maintain your own server. You can fetch the data from a server like Fireship. Fireship can be used, or Azure can be used. These cloud computing servers can be used as your server, where you put your all the content, and your headless CMS like Sanity can be used to structure your data. That's what Jamstack is. Jamstack is another stack which is pretty easy to make websites, because with Mon there is a lot, good amount of complexion with Mon, because it's not only about those four stacks. Then if you want to add something in it, you have to struggle a bit with it. That's why Jamstack is better. Jamstack is secure. Jamstack is more fast. Jamstack is more scalable. There is a Jamstack conference around the corner on October 6th and October 7th. If you want the links of that particular conference, go on the subreddit channel. There will be, the link is there on the subreddit. Go and check that out if you have time. I don't think that's necessary, but go and learn about Jamstack, because I think moving forward in the coming generation, Jamstack will be the stack everybody will be going toward. On this note, I will be finishing my say on what Jamstack is, and we will be moving to our next topic, which is linked list explained. So what is linked list? So I will start with Prashant. Prashant, what do you understand by linked list, and how it is better? Why should we use linked list? Because there are many other kind of data structure like array as an alternative.
Yeah, just as we have in the starting itself, like a third or fourth podcast, we just give the glimpse of what linked list is. So here, just I will repeat those things. It's like a linear structure of data storage, you can say. In this, memory allocation is blockwise, like how it happens in the arrays, but it is not contiguous as arrays, you can say. So there, as a in arrays we have some blocks. So the same way it's there in the linked list also, but there is the two parts. One is the head and then the node, where the location you can say is the link between the next head. So that's how linked list works. You can assume some arrays, and then those arrays are interlinked between them. So that's the linked list, and the advantage I can say, in there you cannot delete. Like, of course, when you are linking the datas, you can, if you want to delete this block, so you can delete. Deletion and addition, insertion is relatively easy in linked list.
Yeah.
So then you can say ease of insertion and deletion is easy. Then dynamic sizing, because in the arrays we have limited, like the size is fixed. There's an upper limit and lower limit. So that's not the case with linked list. So these two things makes the most of the advantages for linked list, you can say, over arrays.
Yeah, I think I agree with what you said. What you said was a perfect example what linked list is. So why we prefer linked list over array is because of a simple reason. Like the thing with arrays is that the moment, first of all, you can't arrays are not dynamic. The moment you declare an array of 10 digits, it's done. You can't add more than 10. So what happens in an array is that the moment you declare 10, like your array is of 10, you declare the size of the array 10. So the address which is stored is like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 20, 10 to 20. Those addresses are set for array. You can't really put a new, because there might be other addresses in the memory which are already booked for different things. So at that particular moment, array can't be resized. The thing with linked list is that linked list, they don't really put a address straight away in linked list. So they have two parts. In first you put the value, and in the second one you put the address as a pointer. The moment an address can be any random address. So what they do is that they connect both the addresses via a pointer. The last there is at 10. So there will be a graphic right now which will which will demonstrate what I'm telling. So there will be first of all there will be the value in the box or the node, what you call, and then there will be a thing called next. next will store the value of the address of the next one, and then it will continue, so it will be linked with one another. The advantage with linked lists is that you can add as many nodes you want. You can delete as many nodes you want from any position, and it's pretty easy. Linked list has many advantage, as Prashant said. You can add, delete, and it's even complexity is better than array. So yeah, these are the
Yes.
kind of advantages that you get when you deal with linked list over array. If you want a detailed article on linked list, we will be sharing the link down below. Check that out if you don't if you want to learn more in depth. Moving toward our next topic, which is this is more of a opinion based thing. So I will be asking Prashant this question: should developers use Stack Overflow?
Yeah, why not? Like we all nowadays we don't refer books, we mostly Google things. Stack Overflow is very good. Like earlier when they during J days, I've not done so much of it, but in the 11th I had studied like in the motion part. So there when we were not able to do questions, we used to like most of my friends used to go physics over Stack Overflow. So there also we have to used to get all the like questions. From those days we are somewhere known aware to Stack Overflow, and now we are to coding side of it. This coding like software Stack Overflow you can say. So yeah, why not like? Of course, we should like you can go to the community. You can just go and talk to people. You can ask her doubts. You can solve others' doubt. In like solving others' doubt also help you to make yourself more knowledgeable and like problem solving skills. What people say. So yeah, one should. And I have also heard like few people who are very good. Like people post their articles, and if you are like very good problem solver, one few people get their like job. You can say referral sort of.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good thing. One should do like one should go there and also contribute and also take from it.
Yeah, exactly. Using Stack Overflow, is not a shame actually, because if even if you are coding something and suddenly you are stuck in a error, you have to do nothing. Just copy that error, go and paste it on Google. You will find the first link on Stack Overflow. Is somewhere around the world there will be another person who will be pretty sure stuck with a particular same error. So you can discuss your problems there. I think copying and pasting code through Stack Overflow is correct till the time you are understanding what you are copying. You are understanding the code, what it means, and you are understanding the problem. If you understand what you are copying and pasting, I think that's and it's not like only newbies do that. Pros do that. Like people in Google, like top professionals copy and paste code. That's not a problem actually, because it makes your work easier, and you don't need again write the logic of a thing which is already been out there. It's an easy way, and it's nowhere written that copying and pasting code is illegal. So yeah, I think they should use Stack Overflow, and use of Stack Overflow should be and is people use Stack Overflow on a daily basis. Moving forward, now we have completed all our section of questions and the points which we needed to discuss. So we'll be moving on toward our next topic, which is the section called Discover. So in this section, what we do is that we discuss what we learned throughout this week, not in programming or coding, but in life, life in total. So Prashant, I will be asking you this question: what you learned this week, dude?
In the extra, you can say I just did a few hours, like short course of like 8-9 hours of Adobe XD. So there I like people use Figma and but I just did it because this program when I enrolled, I don't know, but somewhere in past I enrolled it, and this placement office like they mailed me to complete that course. So forcefully I had to complete that course, and I did it. Then there I learned Adobe XD. Then out of nowhere, then I completed my blockchain course which I took from Kerala Blockchain Academy. So yeah, there Ethereum and all those stuff, Ethereum and the proof of work, and also we will be doing it the same in the academic also, in the crypto. So yeah, these all, and then you can say DSP syllabus I discovered because I was not aware of it. for this from the second unit onwards. First unit and because of CT1 we did, but from second unit onwards I have not seen the course of any of the subjects. So yeah, those things.
Yeah, that's cool because you learned good amount of things actually. What did I learn? I learned about many few things. Like I learned about Sanity IO. So what Sanity is like? Sanity is a headless CMS. CMS is a place where you can, it's a more of a content the place you can put your content out. So CMS is, wait, let me check what's the full form of CMS. I remember the full form of CMS, but let me check what it is. Yeah, what CMS is content management system. So as I said, you can sort out your content, and as you see in all those social media platform where you put your put your posts and have a like. So that was Sanity is actually, it's more of a place where you can put your content out. Other than that, completed my DSA course, and yeah, that's it. I think this was my week. That's all that I know. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think on this note, we will be finishing this podcast. It was a fun podcast again, but these few weeks have been a bit tough because we have to deal with all these new things about placement things and all those college reopening. On this note, I think I will be wrapping up this podcast. Prashant, do you want to add something?
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Have
Okay,
to stay safe and let us see you meet in college hopefully.
yeah. Okay, Prashant. On this note, we will be finishing our podcast. Bye bye.